Parts of animals. Body parts of common animals. Here are some animals that are familiar to us. Which of their parts have not been drawn in these pictures? The chest, abdomen, and back are together called the torso. The part that joins the head and the torso is called the neck. Some animals have a long neck and some have a short one. Activity: join the broken line and tell the name of the part. Animal body parts. In our body, arms and legs are joined to the torso. In birds' bodies, legs and wings are joined to the torso. In animal bodies, legs are joined to the torso. Some animals also have a tail. Name some animals you know which have tails. Look at the picture below. What special part do these animals have? They have horns. Animals find them movement in animals. Animals move from place to place. Cows, goats, and sheep walk on 4 legs or run if necessary. Rabbits, frogs also have 4 legs. These animals move by hopping. Chameleons, lizards, have short legs. They use them for walking. Cockroaches, spiders, centipedes have more than 4 legs. Snakes, earthworms do not have any legs at all. These animals creep to move from one place to another. Birds have 2 legs and 2 wings. They walk on their legs on the ground and use their wings to fly in the air. Some insects, like cockroaches and butterflies, have wings as well as legs. Fish have fins to help them move. They move their fins to swim in water. The ostrich is the biggest of birds. It has very strong legs. It runs very fast. Shelters of animals. Animal shelters. Some animals build their own shelters. Some cannot make shelters for themselves. Some animals look for shelters in convenient places. Some animals build their own shelters. Whose are these shelters? Birds build nests to lay their eggs and protect their young ones. They use grass, sticks, threads, leaves to build nests. Nests of all birds are not alike. Anthills. We see ants moving in tiles from one place to another. Have you ever wondered where they go? Ants have their shelters in places like walls and porous, loosely packed soil. In jungles and fields, ants construct anthills from grains of soil. Selecting a shelter. Some animals select a convenient place to live in. They cannot build a shelter. Animals like elephants and deer live in the shelter provided by tall grasses and thick vegetation. Tigers, lions live in caves or hollows in mountains. They also make use of thick vegetation as shelters. Animals like crabs, scorpions live among heaps of wood or stones or even in cracks and stones. Monkeys have hands like we do, but they do not build houses or shelters. We build shelters for the animals we keep. The animals we keep also need proper shelters. We build their shelters for them. How animals eat. How we eat. While eating, we put small morsels of food into our mouth with our hand. We chew this morsel of food into small pieces. We turn it into a small ball and swallow it. We drink things like milk, buttermilk, sharbats, which are liquid. How most animals eat. How do animals like cows, dogs, and goats eat? Can they pick up their food and take it to their mouth? Instead, these animals take their mouth to the food and pick up the food with their mouth. The monkey and the squirrel too pick up the food with their mouth to eat it. However, they use their forelegs to pick up things like fruits and pods to take them to their mouth. Then they bite off pieces to eat them. Rumination. Have you ever watched cows, buffaloes sitting still on an afternoon? We see their jaws moving even when there is no fodder in front of them. Why do they do this? When these animals graze, they swallow as much grass as they can. Later, sitting in one place, they bring the swallowed food back into their mouth. Then they chew it at leisure and swallow it again. This is called rumination. Only a few animals are able to ruminate. Catching prey with tongue. How do chameleons and frogs eat their food? These animals catch butterflies, insects, or locusts with their tongue and swallow them whole without chewing. Hunting and eating. Animals like the tiger and wolf hunt for their food. They tear the body of their prey and bite off chunks to eat. Sucking up food. Observe a butterfly sitting on a flower or a housefly sitting on some food. How do these animals eat the food? Butterflies, mosquitoes, flies do not have a mouth and teeth like we do. In place of the mouth, they have a hollow tube-like part called a proboscis. They only take thin foods which can be sucked up through the proboscis. Feeding by picking. Observe this. How do the birds you often see, like sparrows, crows, and parrots, take their food? Different kinds of birds take their food in different ways. Some birds pick at fruits with their beaks, break off a piece, and swallow it. Birds do not have teeth, so they swallow the food they have picked up without chewing. How fish eat. What do fish eat? Fish live in water. Some fish are small, some are big. Algae growing in the water, the tender parts of some water plants, small insects form the food of some fish. Some fish even eat other fish. As fish eat the algae and insects growing in water, they help in keeping the water in rivers and ponds clean.